Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup of products that I always wanted to try. But for some whatever reason, these products just slipped through the cracks. And I never picked them up. To be honest, I don't know why. I really don't know why I was sleeping on most of these products and on most of these brands, because there's a lot of brands in today's video that are going to be featured for the very first time on my channel that have been in existence for a hot minute, but I just never really gotten around of trying any of them. So I'm so happy to change that, and I thought this could be a really cool video idea and a cool concept to also continue doing that in the future, picking up products that I was always really intrigued by, and although they might not be brand new releases, they might be really, really good products that I've never gotten around trying. So I am so happy to be sharing some of these new to me brands with you. Now, there's also going to be a couple of products that, I'm familiar with the brand, but I never had that specific product. And sometimes it's just better to be late than never show up at all. So I'm really happy that these products are now in my collection. Now, I purchased all of the products by myself. I am not affiliated directly with any of the brands. However, they are affiliate links, but they are generated through my partner over at Shop My Shelf. And please do let me know in the comment section down below if you have tried out any of the products that I was sleeping on, or if you might have some product that you've always wanted to try but you never did. Let me know what that product is down in the comment section. I am really curious to know. And if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like. Also subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love for you to join, and don't forget to ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. So I would say, because I have quite a lot of products in front of me, we are going to be doing a full face of products that I always wanted to try. I don't want to waste too much time with the intro. So without no further ado, I would say let's go barefaced, and let's start off with the very first one. Alright, you guys, I am barefaced right now, so let's actually kick it off with the priming step. Now, I do want to use the two primers that I featured in my recent video where I did review a bunch of newly released makeup. These two primers combined with each other have just revolutionized my entire makeup routine, and one of the primers is also by a brand that I have never tried before. This was my very first purchase by them, and I know I've already showed you these products, so I'm just going to be quick with them. But I'm going to start off with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. Oh my gosh, you guys, I really think this is one of the best discoveries of this year so far, and maybe of my entire life so far. Ever since I've been using this product, I feel like my skin is not getting as oily as it used to throughout the day. And usually my foundations would get shiny on me, and it would definitely compromise the wear time of some foundations. And ever since I've been incorporating this, it's not doing that anymore. If you have oily combination skin, you may really want to look into this, because I'm impressed. And honestly, I did not really think I would love it as much as I actually do when I purchased this. I had no expectations, but this is fantastic. So I'm going to be clipping back my hair, and I'm just going to apply it. This is definitely a serum product, so because it's so lightweight and runny, you can definitely, use another primer on top of it. I'm going to proceed with a blurring primer just to do a little bit of blurring, because this one is not necessarily a blurring primer, It is going to mattify my skin without drying it out, and that is also something I truly love about this product. But it's not necessarily the most pore filling or pore blurring product. I'm gonna press it in where I get the oiliest, on my chin. Right here is always the spot where I tend to get oily throughout the day. My forehead, not so much. I mean, it's going to take like 1 or 2 minutes until this is fully absorbed by my skin. Now, Danessa Myricks is not a new brand to me, just to clarify that. I have tried out many products by this brand. However, I still wanted to show you this again and update you real quick that I still love this so much, and I've been using this every day. So I'm gonna let this sink in, and then we are going to be talking about the other primer that I also showed you. But that one is also a new to me brand. My primer has sunken in. Like, if it's not feeling tacky anymore, then it means that it has absorbed into the skin and you're ready for the next step. So the next product that I want to apply is by Iconic London, and this is their Velvet Smooth Pore Refining Primer. This is the very first time that I've ever picked up something by Iconic London, and I've got to say, I freaking love the packaging. I love this product. I'm really intrigued now in the brand because this is such a good one. I'm gonna apply it today all over my face on top of the Danessa Myrix one. This works so well. You know, this is like such a smooth, fluffy, sort of cloud-like primer. It is really pretty, and this is going to blur your face. It is really effective. It has kind of like a little bit of, oh my gosh, it just feels so good. I don't know how to describe the feeling. It feels a little bit balmy but not greasy. It feels so lightweight on the skin. It is doing such an amazing job in really giving you like a soft focus sort of finish. And this is also mattifying. Like, I love this stuff. It is definitely not drying or any of that. Look at that difference here. My pores are quite prominent right here. They are seriously gone, and I've tried out so many primers that do claim to blur your pores, but this one seriously does. My skin is definitely prepped, it is primed, it is looking the exact way that I like it to look like. So let's actually move on with the foundation. This is also by a brand that I've never tried before, and I only have this product by the brand. This is most definitely not a new foundation. From here on now, we are not going to be talking about any new releases anymore. I mean, this video is not supposed to be a video about new releases. This has been on the market for such a hot minute. I knew about this product, I never picked it up. So let's talk about the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Long Wear Foundation and Concealer. So I had picked this product up a couple of weeks ago. I've been really enjoying it. Here it is. They are saying you can also use this as a concealer, and there is something really innovative about this packaging. If you unscrew the lid, you'll have a doe foot. So if you want to use this as a concealer, you can. I honestly kind of like this as a foundation. I do have another concealer that I want to put on. This foundation is so amazing. Like, this is giving you such a beautiful coverage. It gives you somewhat of a natural finish. This does come in 100 shades. Yes, 100 shades. And you know what? I actually picked up the correct shade straight away. I can't believe it. I picked up the shade LP5, which means light pink level 5. The only thing that I do want to mention straight away to you guys, and I feel like you should be aware of this if you do want to try this out in the future, look, this foundation contains a bunch of skincare ingredients. Now, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of foundations that have a bunch of skincare ingredients. I always feel it's a better idea to have your skincare be skincare and your makeup be makeup. Also, it's kind of questionable, as in if these ingredients are actually going to penetrate the skin or if they are just going to interfere with your skincare. I'm just going to throw that out there. The thing is, this actually does contain retinol, and it also contains AHA. There is some lactic acid in here, and you know, with AHAs, you should not really go out in the sun without any sunscreen. I mean, you should never really go out in the sun without any sunscreen, okay? I mean, we'll know that. There is even a little disclaimer on their website when you click on the ingredients that this does contain AHAs, so you should limit your sun exposure with this product. Now, it also contains some other amazing skincare ingredients like panthenol, some green tea extract. I mean, the list is long, so I would suggest for you to actually have a look at the ingredient list before you are running out to purchase this, because it's actually a really good product. But that's the only downside to it, you know. I wish this would not contain all of these skincare ingredients. I'm gonna take out maybe 3 small pumps. Now, the texture of this is quite a thick foundation. It's gonna run down my finger quite slowly. It definitely has some viscosity to it, let's put it that way. But it blends out beautifully. I actually really like applying this with a sponge. I'm just gonna apply it to one side of my face first. And with this amount of product, you will definitely get a full coverage, like pretty straight away. So yeah, I'm going to be using my dampened sponge and blending this out. I mean, look at that. That is straight away quite full coverage, right? It really is not looking cakey. It looks so smooth. Now, just bear in mind, I used these two primers. If I would have used a glowier, sort of more hydrating primer, this would also look a little bit more glowy maybe. So let's do the other side as well. I really like the finish. I really like the coverage level. I like the way this is blending out. I think I forgot to mention this. This product is also completely fragrance free. This does not have the scent. The other thing I do want to say is that this one is not necessarily a self-setting foundation, but that is also due to its consistency. It is a little bit more on the thicker side, on the creamier side. I can't get away with just wearing it like that. I have to set this with some powder in order for it to completely dry down. If you would not powder it, maybe don't touch your face. However, it is also not like super wet or sticky or anything like that. It's not going to slide around your face, okay? This is such a good discovery, and I'm so happy that I made the jump and actually picked this one up and tried it out. But all right, my foundation is applied, so let's move on to the concealer, and you're gonna be laughing at me. You are literally gonna be cracking up when I'm gonna tell you that I've never tried out this product. And I'm talking about the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. This concealer does exist in 3 different versions. The original, Shape Tape, I still have not tried that one. I picked up the Ultra Creamy one, but there's also a radiant version of this product. I'm just really excited that I have it finally in my collection and that I was able to try it out. I have this in the shade 27B, which is described as a light to medium beige. I think the shade works well for me. My face is pretty much already concealed with a foundation / concealer, but I do want to use this underneath my eyes. Now, the ultra creamy version, to my knowledge, is a little bit more of a hydrating product. I actually like it. I really do. I'm going to be using a little bit right here, maybe like 3 dots. Yeah. I mean, this concealer also has some claims about it that it's full coverage. I do think it has a great, decent amount of coverage. It's also completely fragrance free, which I do appreciate, especially if I put something underneath my eyes. It has a nice texture. You know, it's not like as creamy as the Kosas one though. And I gotta be honest with you, I kind of prefer this one over the Kosas concealer. The Revealer concealer, right? Yeah, that one. I'm just gonna blend it out with a sponge. I think this is really good. It's not creasing too much. Of course, I do have some fine lines underneath my eyes. Every concealer is going to crease, but it always depends on the amount of creasing. And I feel like this one, once I set it with powder, it's not creasing too much at all. I feel like it's a good concealer. Now I'm also really curious about the Radiant one for underneath my eyes and maybe the original one to spot conceal. It is pretty like full coverage, but it's not as full coverage and as pigmented as my High Glam concealer by Natasha Denona. Have you tried out this concealer? You probably have. I'm probably the only person on planet Earth that has not tried out this product. But yeah, there's a first time for everything. Now moving on to the next product, I'm just gonna quickly put something on my eyelids because we're going to be playing also with some eyeshadows today. So I just want to prime my eyelids, and of course I'm just going to use a product that I use in every video. I'm going to do this off camera real quick. I'm just going to use my Sigma eyeshadow base primer and then I'll be right back. Alright, so my eyelids are concealed, they are primed. So let's actually move on to the setting powder. And this setting powder was also by a brand that I've never tried before. This setting powder kind of went viral on the internet as well, and I wanted this from the beginning. I recently gotten into pink powders, and this is, I would say, the queen of pink powders. I really wanted to try this out because this sounded right up my alley. This is by no other than One Size, and this is their ultimate setting powder. So this powder also exists in a translucent version. I think they've got different shades if you are not vibing with the pink powders. I personally really do enjoy these pink powders. Here it is. It's massive. You're gonna get so much product. Now this also, I think, exists in a smaller size. But I got the big size straight away. I was like all in. So this has 34.5 grams of product. That is so much. I don't think I have a powder with that amount of product. I will have setting powder for forever. This is such nice packaging for a powder. I also like the fact that this comes with a protective lid. So I'm gonna take this on one side of my face because I really feel like this foundation needs to be set. Maybe you're also going to be able to detect what this pink powder is doing if I just do it on one side of my face first. I don't know if it's visible in camera or not, but in real, I can see just a little bit of the pink tint to it. I mean, it's going to depend on your skin tone, but on me it looks so good. I really love it. But man, this powder, it is so like blurring and diffusing and just, I love it. It just sets everything in place. But just look at that difference, okay? I feel like my skin looks so blurred. The makeup is perfectly set. It just looks so diffused. It looks so amazing. Can you see the difference though? Can you detect the pink? Let me know in the comment section down below if you can see the difference. So let's do the other side of my face as well. I really have to say this is probably the strongest pink I've ever tried out. And I do have tried out quite a lot of pink powders. I'm so happy that I tried it out and I was definitely sleeping on an amazing product. Okay, so all of my base products are applied. So before we are moving on with the complexion color products, let's quickly do my brows, because I also picked up a brow pencil by a brand that I've never tried. I'm gonna have another product, but I'm coming up later in this video. So this is by the brand Nabla, and this is their Brow Divine Pencil. I've got this in the shade Mercury, and Mercury is described as a medium warm brown. Also, this eyebrow pencil is made in South Korea. I was just intrigued by it. I just wanted to try it out. This one by Nabla has a very sort of oval shaped, fine precision tip. It's very thin, but I like it a lot. The only thing I don't like so much about this is the spoolie. The spoolie is scratchy. Ooh, it's scratchy. I mean, whenever I'm applying this, I'm like, ooh, yeah, this scratches a little bit. It's not the most aggressive spoolie I've ever come across, but it's definitely not a soft spoolie. So let's start off with my favorite eyebrow. Let's start off with this one first. Oh wow, this is doing such a great job in filling in my brows. I really like the formula here. I really have to say it is not too creamy, it is not too stiff. So let's move on to the other brow. This is described as a medium brown. There are only 5 shades and this is the second lightest shade. So keep that in mind. I feel like it's quite deep for it to be a medium brown. Thing that I'm gonna quickly do is I'm gonna use my Kosas Airbrow Gel. I'm just gonna run this through my brows just to set them, you know. I just love doing that, using a pencil and then using this product on top of it. I just really like it, but I'm gonna do this off camera and I'll be right back. All right, so my Kosas Airbrow Gel is applied, so let's actually move on to the bronzer. And in terms of bronzers, I was always eyeing this one bronzer and I'm so happy that I finally committed to it. This is by a brand that I also never tried out, and this is by Mob Beauty and it's their bronzer. This is also a brand that does a lot of refillable packaging, which I do appreciate. So here is the bronzer and it's this specific shade that I've always wanted to try. This is the shade M36 and it's described as a rose taupe. That is such a beautiful bronzing shade, especially for my skin tone. This has more of, like, again, as the name says it, a rosier undertone. So a cooler bronzer. And you guys may know I love these type of bronzers. And for some people, this might be a blush. For me, it is a bronzer. I really like the shade. I like the formula. You know, I do prefer my powder products in general for the complexion. Although I do have a fair amount of cream products as well. But I kind of prefer powders. But it is just such a nice shade. You know what? Let me actually get rid of the clips because I feel like at this point in time, they are just in the way. So let's apply this. It's not like a cool tone sort of contoury shade. On me, it's really a bronzer. I like this a lot. This works so well on my skin tone. Now, to be honest though, I feel like if you have very fair skin, maybe this is going to be a little bit too deep for you. They do have 4 different shades, but this is also their lightest shade. So I wish they would come out with this shade, but just a little bit fairer. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is more of a light to medium bronzing shade. Also, I do apply this on my nose. I mean, it's working so well on my nose. I really love this shade on my nose too. I don't really like it if a bronzer has like a golden undertone. Then it just looks completely off when I put it on my nose. Oof, just look at that. That looks super pretty. I really do adore this. I think it blends out so seamlessly. It's really, really good. So let's move on to the blush. Now, in terms of blush, I actually did pick up a shade that I always wanted to try, but it's not by a brand that I'm not familiar with. Now, I do have a couple of eyeshadow palettes by this brand, and I do enjoy their eyeshadow palettes so much, and I've never tried anything for the complexion by them. And this is by the brand Lorac, and this is their Color Source Buildable Blush in the shade Ultraviolet. So I just had a quick look on their website, and I'm not sure have they discontinued this shade, because I got mine off Amazon. Because I was looking for this for the longest time, a shade like that. I know it looks intimidating, but it looks so pretty once it's applied to the skin. And when I picked this one up, I also did pick up another shade by them. These are matte blushes. This is Aura, this is Ultraviolet. I don't know what is happening. I can't find any of the shades on their website anymore, which is kind of like a bummer. I'm not too happy about that, because this is such an amazing brand and I really don't want to see it go. And I've tried out so many of these type of like blush shades, but this is the one that has like the most blue in it. So it's like the most cool toned one that I can find. It's just such a good formula. I really like it. And also, this is not over the top pigmented. So you can slowly build this one up and it's not going to look like this on the skin. Okay, it's not too intimidating when it goes on. Just look at that. It's so good. It's so pretty. And it also has enough opacity to it, which I also like in a blush. Now, I am aware that a purple blush is not for everyone, for every skin tone, but I personally really think it looks very flattering on me. And I also really do enjoy these purple blushes during the winter time. Should I actually do a whole sort of like swatching video with the purple blushes that I've been trying? Let me know. Let me know. Because I have quite a few of them. Yeah, I really like Lorac and I really have been enjoying the eyeshadow palette, so I really wanted to try out some more products by them. The next step is going to be my highlighter, and same goes for this brand. This is a brand where I do have multiple eyeshadow palettes by them, but I did not have anything for the complexion. And this is also not that old of a product. I think this was released last year. I don't know why it took me such a long time to actually commit to it and pick it up. So of course I'm talking about What's Up Beauty, and this is their Serengeti highlighter duo. This brand just makes such amazing eyeshadow palettes, and also all of their products are talc free, including their eyeshadow palettes. When I saw this the very first time around, I always wanted to get it, and then I kind of like slipped my mind, okay? But I finally committed to it. Look at that. That embossing, it's like a piece of art. There's actually a cheetah embossed on it with like the grasslands of Serengeti in the background. But this is only one of the colorways. They also have another colorway. This is their latest highlighter. I've got this in the shade Wild Acacia. This is definitely one of these highlighters that I like. I like something that is very glowy without being glittery. This is also more of a buildable formula. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix these two shades together, okay? I'm just gonna go like this. All right, so let's put it on my nose. But look at that, wet glow straight away. And a little bit on my Cupid's bow. So let's also apply it right here on the high points of my cheekbone. It has a little bit more of a metallic finish to it, but still it just has this beautiful sort of glow that I'm so into. So I'm impressed. Thus far, all of these products really have impressed me. Such beautiful packaging, everything about this highlighter is top notch. So I would say let's actually move on to my eyes. And also, this is by a brand that I have recently gotten into. I was eyeing this palette because this really has a color story that speaks to me so much. And my boyfriend actually gifted me this palette for my birthday, which was a couple of days ago. And yeah, we went to Sephora together, and I'm so glad my boyfriend gifted this to me because in the beginning I did not want to commit in trying this out because I had so many other eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to review, that I wanted to feature on my channel, that I just kind of forgot about it. But when we went to Sephora and I saw it in real, I was like, oh my gosh, this actually looks so much prettier in real than online. And of course, I'm talking about Huda Beauty, and this is their Pretty Grunge eyeshadow palette. So yeah, guys, here it is. Oh my gosh, this is such a heavy sort of palette though. It has some weight to it, like feels like I'm working out, to be honest with this palette. It is pretty sturdy packaging. It's plastic though. I really want to try it out. I have not tried it out yet. It is still completely untouched at this point. I'm going to show you a close-up of this palette, and of course I'm also going to show you some swatches, although I have not swatched it just yet. This is the magic of editing. Now what I really like about this palette is this beautiful combination of more like neutral tones and then these grungy, beautiful, mauvey, rosy tones combined with each other. I also feel this has a great gradient of going from light to very deep. And I also do think one of these shades is a cream formula that is also a black shade called Grunge. I don't know anything about the formula. I've never tried Huda Beauty. I know, I'm so late to the game. Now, just rest assured, I am going to be posting a couple more looks over on my YouTube Shorts tab with this palette very soon. Not like immediately, because I still need to post a couple of other looks that I've created with some new palettes that were released, but I promise you I'm going to do my best and create more looks with this. I think I want to combine a little bit of both worlds. I want to just use a little bit of the neutral tones, but then I also might add a little bit of mauviness. Let's just see what we're going to come up with here. I might go in with this shade Love Anarchy first. Oh, this has some pigment to it. I am just a little bit taken back by the fact that I just used this color right here, right? Love Anarchy. And this looks quite like a light beigey shade. And on my eyes, it is pulling a lot deeper than I thought it would be. It almost like pulls more like rosy brown. Maybe this is a little bit of a deeper palette than I thought it would be just by looking at it. You know what? I'm just gonna go into Heroin, this one right here. I think, ooh, this also has quite some kickback. I gotta be a little bit more gentle when I dip in here. I'm just gonna apply it a little bit around here, just kind of mix it in. So the next shade that I do want to use is this one, the shade Brave. They blend out so well. So let's see what this one is going to do. Oh, that is going to add a little bit more rosiness. Okay, so the next thing that I do want to do, I do want to use this like muted sort of lilac shade. This is called Beauty Chaos. Maybe it's gonna get chaotic now. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use this on a bigger, fluffier sort of brush. I'm just gonna take this very lightly and just fluff it over here. Oh yeah, that is definitely going to make these shades a little bit more cool toned. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade, the brown shade now. I'm gonna use the shade Hope right here, and I'm gonna deepen up like my outer crease with this and really make this look a little bit more dramatic. I really like that this look is starting to look very grungy. very rock and roll, if I may say, and I really love it. I really like it. So next I'm gonna go in with an eyeliner into my waterline. I'm just gonna use what I'm familiar with, and that is my Make Beauty Continuum Waterproof Gel Eyeliner in the shade Nebula. This one is actually holding up so well and it's not gonna go anywhere. I really like it. So I'm just gonna apply that real quick and be back. Let's actually tackle my lower lash line. I think I'm gonna go in with that shade Fearless. This is such a beautiful sort of plummy shade. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be going into the dark brown shade Hope, this one right here, and I'm just gonna deepen up my outer corners with this. I'm not sure if I want to use the black, and also the shade Hope is more on the deeper side. It's quite a deep brown, so I don't feel like I necessarily need the black. Alright, you guys, I love this matte formula so far. So before I'm gonna go into one of these shimmers, I'm gonna clean up my edges just slightly. And, you know, I'm just gonna do that quickly off camera and be right back. Hey, I think I did make my mind up on what I'm gonna put all over my lids, but I'm gonna be applying a glitter primer because I'm not sure how this formula is like, and I just want to be, you know, better safe than sorry, really. So I slightly swatched these just to know what I'm dealing with, and I think I'm gonna use two different shimmer shades. I'm gonna use this on my outer lid, and then I want to use this. They all seem like to have a little bit of different textures, a little bit of different finishes. I'm just gonna go in with my finger. I'm just gonna take this one. Now this looks very dark, and it looks very sort of like purple with a kind of like, maybe like even a black based purple, which is not necessarily my favorite one, but it also has a little bit of like a pinky sort of shift to it. Don't want this to steal the show, really not. I think this has a little bit of a black base, but honestly, it looks very stunning. This is definitely more of a sort of satin finish. This is not very shimmery. Okay, I think that's pretty much as far as I want to go with this. What I want to use next is this shade. This shade. I don't know what it is. It just calls my name. What is this called? Rebel. That's why it's calling my name. I'm gonna use this, and this is like more of a chunky sort of texture. Oh my gosh, this looks so pretty. It looks like it has a little bit of green, a little bit of pink. So I'm just gonna tap this. Oh my god, this is pretty. This feels very creamy, very opaque. Wow, I did not expect that. I did not expect that. I feel like the other shade is gonna disappear now. Love it. This is very stunning. This is exactly up my alley. I knew I would love this palette just by looking at it, you know, but you'll never know until you're trying something how it really is. I really feel like this shade that I put just all over my lids definitely has something like a creamier texture to it. This really is high impact shine, not too glittery, not over the top sparkly, but very elegant, very like foiled. Now, the last thing that I do want to do is put something in my inner corners. And I'm seeing a shade here. I think I could use that shade to do that with. So I'm going to go into this shade right here. What's it called? Maverick. I'm going to use that a little bit on my brush and try and highlight my inner corner with that. All right, I'm almost done. I'm just going to use a little bit of my highlighter, the What's Up Beauty highlighter. I'm just going to use this pinkier shade, and I'm quickly just going to run that through my brow bone right here. I feel like it's going to tie the look together. I still love this technique. I know it's a little bit of an old school technique, but I just have always liked that. All right, I am done with my eye look. I really love it, and I think this was such a good birthday gift from my boyfriend. I will definitely try out to do some other color combinations, so just have a look out on my shorts tab. As I said, I am planning to do more looks with this palette. I really want to like get a feel for Huda Beauty, you know, and I think this is quite interesting in terms of textures and finishes. Love the mattes. The mattes, stunning. They just lean a little bit deeper than I thought they would just by looking at the palette, so just keep that in mind. I mean, it does fit the theming of a grungy palette, you know, something a little bit smokier. My eyes are almost done, but no eye look is ever complete without a mascara. So in terms of mascara, there was not really anything that I necessarily wanted to try apart from this one. And it's a drugstore brand, and I have never tried anything by this brand. So this one is by Essence, and it's the Lash Without Limits Extreme Lengthening and Volume Mascara. I have tried Catrice, but I've never tried out this brand. And, you know, this was the very first product I've ever purchased from them because I have heard so many good things about their mascaras. So I was really intrigued, especially because this wand is exactly up my alley. It's one of these spiky sort of silicone bristles. Now I've tried this one out a couple of times already and I really like it. For the price point, it's a really good mascara because this is also not a formula that is gonna be like flaking off or that is too dry or too wet. So I'm just gonna quickly curl my lashes and then apply it on one side so we can do an immediate comparison. That is quite impressive, right? That is like lifted, lengthened. I mean, it's definitely dramatic. You can see the difference from one eye to the other. So let's do the other eye as well. I mean, you might be able to see how much this has lifted my lashes. This is really impressive. Again, it's not the most lengthening mascara I've ever tried in my entire life, but it's really good and the formula is solid. This is also not going to be a smudgy product. The only thing I will say though is, because it's so lengthening, sometimes, you know, at the tip of your lash, it might ball up just a little bit, but if you brush through it multiple times, that ball is going to disappear. So I would not necessarily say that it's a clumpy formula whatsoever. Like, don't misunderstand me, but sometimes really at the tip of your lash, that can happen. It can kind of like ball up slightly, especially with lengthening mascaras. So let's actually move on to the final product. Let's move on to the lip category. And I have one specific lip product here that I always wanted to try. I think my friend Maud over at My Beautiful Realm, she is a French content creator, she actually featured this product. And when I saw this like applied onto her lips, I thought to myself, wow, that looks really pretty. And I really want to test this out. And guys, I fell in love with this product. This is also another product by Nabla. Like, I was teasing this when I was applying the eyebrow pencil that I had another product by them. Well, it's at the end of the video. This seems to be like a hidden gem and I'm so happy that I've tried this one out. So this is the Beyond Jelly Lipstick by Nabla. Such a stunning lipstick case. One of the prettiest lipsticks I have ever seen. And this is such an interesting formula, you guys, because honestly, this is almost like a gloss that has a lot of pigment. Like, these are lipsticks, but they feel like the name says it, they feel like jelly on the lips. So high shine, so nourishing to the lips, so long lasting. I am so impressed with these. Like, when you apply them, you can definitely build them up. Like, you can build up the pigment. So if you want something a little bit sheerer, don't put as much product on your lips, you know, as if you would want something a little bit more pigmented. I'm gonna just have a look at how many shades there are, because guess what? Your girl did not just buy one. I mean, I started with one shade, right? And now I have 4 shades in total. That's how much I love this formula. So there are 10 shades in total. I just picked up the shades that I was most intrigued by. I'm going to show you some swatches, and maybe if I have footage of me wearing the shades that I'm not going to be applying today, because to be honest with you, I do want to apply this shade that I have not tried out yet, and that is the shade Luna. This honestly just arrived a couple of days ago. It's like described as a light nude beigey shade, and I really want to try this one. But I also picked up the shade Sublime. That one is described as a medium warm nude shade. And the very first shade that I ever picked up was the shade Adore. And Adore is actually described as a milk chocolate shade. Now, I would kind of disagree with that, because on my lips, this kind of pulls a little bit more rosy. I also have this very interesting shade. This is actually their deepest shade, called Nocturna. I was so intrigued by this. Like, this looks like such a beautiful, cool-toned berry. It is very, very beautiful. I really love it. So before I'm going to apply this untouched shade, I do want to apply a lip liner though. And I feel like I might want to go in maybe with my Airy Paris one. This is one of my all-time favorite lip liners in the world. This is the Acai Lip Pencil by Airy Paris in the shade Pout. I love it. It's just such a die-hard favorite of mine. So I'm just going to quickly apply this and then I'll be right back. Now, I've got to say, I'm really keen on trying out more products by Nabla because both of the products that I had in today's video are actually really, really good. And I'm really keen on trying out an eyeshadow palette by them. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have tried out any Nabla eyeshadows and if you like them or not. Yeah, let's just apply it. You guys may know how much I love my nudes, how much I love my brown shades. This worked so well with that lip liner. And this formula, it is just cushiony. You know, it's like a thick sort of cushion lipstick. I mean, I have never tried out a formula like this. All of the shades that I have, I adore them. They are so innovative and they are truly nourishing if you have dry lips, which honestly, I don't, but if you have drier lips, I think you would love them. Like, seriously, I think you would like them a lot. I'm so, so happy that I've tried these out. These were definitely worth picking up. But alright, you guys, those were all of the products that I never had that I always wanted to try out. I hope you do enjoy the final look as much as I do. Please do let me know in the comment section down below if you have tried out any of the products in my video or if there is a product that you always wanted to try out because you were just very, very curious but you never did. What is that product? I want to know. Just leave me a comment there. And if you did enjoy this video or if you just kind of found it helpful, I think it's a little bit more entertaining today, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, please do hit the subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you on here. And don't forget to ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And until next time, please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.